Namaskar. In today's session, we are going to discuss media reports writing from research papers in terms of science, environment and health journalism. यानी विज्ञान, पर्यावरण और स्वास्थ्य पत्रकारिता के लिए के अंतर्गत हम किस तरह से अपने शोध पत्रों पर आधारित पत्रकारिता कर सकते हैं, मीडिया रिपोर्ट्स तैयार कर सकते हैं। बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है ये, क्योंकि इतना कंटेंट हमारे पास है हमारे इंटरनेट में जो केवल रिसर्च स्कॉलर्स की दुनिया तक रहता है। उनको केवल प्रयोगशाला के वैज्ञानिक या उस रिसर्च में जो अध्ययनरत लोग हैं वही पढ़ पाते हैं। क्यों नहीं इनकी रिपोर्टिंग की जाए, क्यों नहीं इनको वाइडर पर्सपेक्टिव में हम अपने आम लोगों तक पहुंचाएं। तो विद दीज ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, व्हाई रिसर्च मैटर्स इन मीडिया। In the age of climate crisis, pandemics, energy transition and technological disruption, research findings affect everyone, whether it is farmers, patients, students, policymakers, business person or common citizen. Yet, much of this knowledge is hidden behind paywalls, jargons and academic formats. So, journalists and communicators act as translators between the scientific community and society. A single research paper may take years of work in a lab, but if it never reaches people in the form of a clear, accurate and engaging story, its potential impact is lost. So, this session focuses on how to read, interpret and convert scientific research into compelling media reports. We will explore the differences between a research paper and a news story, techniques for efficient reading, कैसे आप एक शोध पत्र को पढ़ेंगे, क्योंकि एक शोध पत्र को मीडिया से के नज़रिए से पढ़ने का तरीका क्या है वो भी आपको पता होना चाहिए, एंड ways to find credible sources and methods to transform a single study into multiple media outputs. बहुत बड़ा संसाधन आपके सामने है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रिसर्च पेपर्स. द इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट विल रिमेन सेंट्रल as India has immense opportunities in science-based reporting in agriculture, health, nutrition, climate, space, defense and energy. And this is utmost important when we are talking about Viksit Bharat, Vision Viksit Bharat 2047. For this achievement, we have to do media reporting based on our development, based on our research papers and based on our scientific research. So, research papers versus media report, we have to check the core differences. What are the major differences between the two? The first step is to understand why a research article and a media report are fundamentally different forms of writing. Purpose of research paper is to advance scientific knowledge and persuade peers through evidence and methodology, and media reports are to inform, explain, scrutinize and guide public understanding or decision making. Audience of research paper narrow specialists, other researchers, scholars, peer reviewers, scientists, subject experts or funding agencies or funders. And media reports have wider public readership, great readers, students, policymakers, industry professionals and general citizens with limited time. And what is the structure of a paper? It is called as IMRAD format, IMRAD format. And what is this? This is introduction, methods or methodology, results and discussion. But in media reports, you need headline, catchy title and subhead like deck or a short informative summary, and nut graph means the opening paragraph, body, context, voices and implications. So, this is the basic structural difference between the research paper and popular science media report. Language and tone, paper tone may be dense, technical, loaded with jargons and hacked with caution. And report of media may be plain, precise with analogies, but avoid sensationalism. Claims and certainty. Paper emphasizes limitations, cautions in interpretation, and media reports explains the strength of evidence, uncertainty and real world meaning. Ethics of paper focus on research integrity, methods, conflict of interest, declarations, and reports of media in terms of ethics must be public accountability, serving the reader, exposing bias, checking conflicts of interest, and avoiding harm. And this is the major difference between the two, as we have discussed about the purpose to contribute to audience knowledge, to be rigorous and reproductive, and research paper and media reports to inform, engage to general audience, to accessible and timely. And audience maybe scientists, scholars in terms of research papers, and general public for the structure, time, focus, and attribution we have already discussed. So, where to find research papers and sources? Science journalism begins with discovery, knowing where to look in half the battle. And global databases and indexes are crucial. Google Scholar, Crossref, Dimensions, easy access to millions of papers. PubMed and PubMed Central for health and biomedical sciences, and Cochrane Library systematic reviews with a strong evidence base. High impact academic journals often feature specific sections designed to contextualize and summarize new research for a broader audience, including journalists. These sections provide a crucial link between highly technical scientific papers and public communication. They are written by experts, but in more accessible style than the original research articles, focusing on the significance and implication of the findings. So, Nature, about the journal Nature, we are discussing news and views column. The news and views section in the Nature is a hallmark of journal's commitment to broad scientific communication. These articles are short, accessible, and written by independent experts. They are usually commissioned by the editors of to accompany a major research paper published in the same issue. The goal is to provide immediate context for a new important finding. The article explains the background of the research, highlight the key result, and discuss the implication of the work within its field. So, Science is another journal, AAAS, it is also called News and Perspectives column. Like Nature, the journal Science, published by the American Association for the Advancement of Science, AAAS, has a distinct section for a general audience, and in the news section, this section resembles a traditional news magazine. It features staff written articles on the latest scientific developments, policy changes, and events. These are often not tied to a specific paper in the journal, but cover broader scientific trends and stories from around the world. Perspective section are commissioned articles, based on commissioned articles that provide a viewpoint on an important research areas of or a new published paper, and they are similar to Nature's news and views column, offering expert opinion commentary to help the reader understand the significance of a finding and its potential impact. And another medical journal, the Lancet, BMJ, and JAMA, major medical journals like that, serve a dual audience of clinicians and public health professionals, but their news and commentary section are also highly valuable for journalists covering health. The Lancet, BMJ, and JAMA, these journals all feature sections that summarize key research, offer expert commentary, and report on medical news and policy. They include editorials, opinions, and summaries that contextualize new studies and clinical trials. For example, a new drug trial might be accompanied by an editorial written by an expert not involved in the study, providing an objective analysis of the result. PANS and eLife, plain language summaries. While PANS and eLife are known for publishing cutting edge research, they also emphasize accessibility through plain language summaries and similar features. PANS front matters is the title. Pens include a section called Front Matter that organize articles such as journal club, inner workings, and opinions. These are written for a broader scientific audience to highlight and explain the significance of new research papers. eLife or eLife Digest. eLife is particularly dedicated to open access and transparent science. Every research article in eLife is accompanied by a short plain language summary called a eLife Digest. These are written by editors and freelance writers in a clear, jargon-free style and are reviewed by authors of the original paper to ensure accuracy. And research news wires. Actually, these are the news wire services to popularize and publicize research among media as well as our fellow citizens. So, first is Eureka Alert. Eureka Alert is arguably the most well known and widely used science news wire for journalists. Operated by the American Association for the Advancement of Science, the publisher of Science magazine, it is a non-profit service that serves as central hub for science-related news releases from thousands of institutions worldwide. And key features for journalists: embargoed content. This is the most valuable features. It provides an exclusive pre-publication look at major scientific breakthroughs, allowing for more in-depth and accurate reporting. Access to full papers. Eureka Alert often provide links to the full text version of the research article, which are usually behind a paywall, but are accessible to registered journalists under the embargo agreement. Content information. The press releases include contact details of the researchers and institution press officer, making it easy for journalists to set up interviews. And customizable alerts. Journalists can set up email alerts to receive press releases on specific topics they cover, like climate change, cancer research, neuroscience, etc. And Alpha Galileo is another European focused evidence or to equivalent to Eureka Alert. It is an independent non-profit service that distributes press releases from research organizations, universities, and institutions primarily in Europe. How it works: similar to Eureka Alert, institutions post their press release, event announcement, and other scientific news to the platform. A key difference is its strong focus on European research and its multilingual content with news available in multiple European languages. Alpha Galileo. Key features for journalists: embargoed news provides access to news under embargo, allowing journalists to prepare stories in advance of publication. Multilingual content, a significant advantage for European journalists as it allows them to access news in their native language and field experts for comment. And broad scope cover a wide range of fields including science, technology, arts, humanities, and social science. And PR units in lab are the direct point of contact for journalists. The primary role is to manage the flow of information between a university research and the media. When a researcher has a significant finding that is about to be published, they often work with the university's press office to create a press release, and the PR unit's job is to translate the highly technical academic papers into compelling, clear, and newsworthy story. They handle news media inquiries, arrange interviews, social media handling, and provide background information and multimedia assets like images, video, etc. And in India, you must note that we have our great journal called Current Science, published by Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And in Current Science, all journals, all previous and current journals articles are completely free. These are available on their website. You can just type climate change on internet and you will find all the articles, research articles published in Current Science, previous and current issues. And PR units in lab, what are the key features for journalists? So, expert access. Press information officers can facilitate direct contact between the journalist and the researchers, providing opportunities for in-depth interviews. And packaged content. The press releases themselves are a great starting point, often containing key quotes, summarize of the findings and the significance of the research. Verification and fact checking. The press office serves as a reliable source for verifying facts and getting clarification on complex details, ensuring the accuracy of news story. And local angle PIOs can help journalists find a local angle on a national or international story, connecting them with an expert at their institution who can provide commentary. So, India specific sources. What are the India specific sources? I already told you about the current science and our Indian Space Research Organization, CSIR, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology, DRDO, and Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ministry of Earth Sciences, India Meteorological Department, Press Information Bureau, Niti Aayog, Central Pollution Control Board. These are the main players from which you can get variety of research papers, variety of reports, scientific reports, where you can use as the content for your media reporting or media writing. And data and reports, IPCC reports is a great source, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change reports, authoritative and consensus-based scientific assessment on climate change, crucial for reporting on global environmental policy and climate science, because IPCC prepare a report based on the inputs from variety of thousands of research papers and lot of discussions in each country and their stakeholders. Then only IPCC prepares a report or release reports. WHO data, official sources for global health statistics, disease outbreaks and public health guidelines, vital for covering health crises and trends. UNFCCC provides official information and documents from international climate negotiations, offering a primary source for reporting on global climate policy and agreement. National Family Health Surveys, comprehensive national representative surveys on health, family planning and nutrition in India, invaluable for journalists covering social and health development. And IMD database, data sets, Indian Meteorological Department, official data from the Indian Meteorological Department on weather, rainfall and climate, essential for reporting on weather forecast, monsoons and extreme weather events. And census, the most detailed and official source for demographic data on population, literacy and other social indicators, forming the basis for stories on societal trends and public policy. CPCB Air Water Monitoring, Central Pollution Control Board, Air and Water Monitoring, provides real-time and historic data on air and water quality in India, critical for environmental journalism and public health reporting. AQI portals offers live and forecasted air quality index data, a go-to source for journalists reporting on air pollution and its daily impact on public health. And story idea sources. Now we are going to discuss about the story idea sources. And first of all, Retraction Watch, a blog that monitors and reports on retractions of scientific papers due to errors or misconduct, serving as a source for stories on scientific integrity and fraud. And Altmetric, a service that tracks the online attention a research paper receives across social media, news blogs and policy documents, helping journalists identify studies that are trending or have a significant real-world impact. Story idea sources, climate trial registries, public databases like clinicaltrial.gov that list ongoing and completed clinical trials, providing journalists with early information on news, drugs, vaccine and medical treatments before they are published in a journal. So, these are the great sources for your story. How to read a research paper efficiently? Now the question is कि आप एक रिसर्च पेपर को अच्छी तरीके से कैसे पढ़ें. So, for journalists, efficiently reading a research paper is about quickly getting the key information without getting lost in the technical details. Here's a breakdown of a 3-pass reading technique and quality checks, simplified for quick application. The 3-pass reading technique. Pass 1, skim for fit. Quickly determine if the paper is worth your time. Title, abstract, key figures, conclusion. Read these first. They offer a concise summary of the paper's purpose, findings and overall message. And who funded it? Look at the funding statement to see if there's any potential for industry bias. And which journal? Check if the paper is published in a reputable peer-reviewed journal. And any red flag jargon. Scan for overly complex language that might indicate a difficult topic or a need for an expert to help with interpretation. And pass 2, gist and claims. Understand the main argument and key takeaways. Introduction and discussion sections. Read these to grasp the paper's context. The introduction explains why the research was done, and the discussion section summarizes the findings and their implications. What's new? Look for sciences that highlight the paper's contribution to the existing body of knowledge. What question did the researchers try to answer? Is the effect size large or marginal? Pay attention to the size of the effect reported. A small change may be statistically significant, but not practically meaningful. And what is the pass 3? Deep dive. Critically evaluate the quality and reliability of the research. Methods, sample size, controls, statistics. Skim the method section to understand how the research was conducted. A large sample size, good control and appropriate statistical method increase the paper's reliability. And check for confidence intervals, p-values. These values provide insight into the certainty and significance of the findings. So, these are the factors to read and review the research paper for your media writing. So, we will continue this discussion in the next session. Till then, namaskar.